am Jamie Gruhl, your host, and I have a wicked good training for you today. But I want to help you see how automation can be good for you. Now, we work with a lot of tax professionals, and over the years, we have found that there are a lot of beliefs and thoughts about automation. So I wanted to start before we jump in and share with you what is automation. So automation is not the actual pulling out of you as a human from your practice. What automation does is it allows you to take those manual processes, your administrative tasks, your follow-ups, your check-ins, your onboarding of your clients, and it allows you to actually leverage technology to take the actions for you. And what this does is it allows you to pull yourself out of the mundane tasks of your practice. Now, you may be a solo practitioner, you may be a small team, you may be a larger team, but what you need to know is that by leveraging technology to do this work, you are able to be more efficient, more organized, to have more energy, to focus that energy where it matters, which is on the actual client and the client delivery. So if we haven't had the chance to meet yet, I'm Jamie Gruhl, and after helping over 500 tax and accounting practices implement automation with TaxDome, I can confidently say that automation is the only way to increase your profit and time freedom in your practice. And so today, what I wanted to talk with you about is how do you identify if automation is right for you? And my answer to you is if you are not using an automated practice management system that allows you to streamline and standardize your existing processes in your practice, automation is right for you. Our favorite tool is TaxDome. And the reason we love TaxDome is because TaxDome is truly one of the only practice management softwares on the market for tax accounting and bookkeepers. And it's not just for tax preparation. It is for literally any process in your practice. And so we actually have a model in our program Workflows for Tax Pros where we talk about pipeline stacking. So when you come into our program, we help you focus on the most critical, most prioritized workflow that will bring the most impact to your practice. And for a lot of practices that do tax preparation, that is the workflow. And so we help them first set up their tax preparation process from beginning to end, getting familiar with the tool, making sure that it's going to work for them. And then after that, then you're able to automate other workflows within your practice. It could be, how do you manage your new lead? How are you managing the onboarding of those people that convert into clients? How are you managing your bookkeeping clients, your payroll clients, your tax planning, representation? It is literally endless how you are managing your clients. In a tool like TaxDome, because it is so customizable, we can actually automate many of those workflows. And what that does for us is it allows us to actually be able to create more and more efficiency in the practice, which results in, again, higher profit and more time freedom. So we have had clients come into our program who started by just implementing tax preparation. And then they're like, oh my gosh, I see the potential. I see so many more opportunities for automation in my practice. And they go on to add other workflows, other processes that they have within the practice, whether they're client facing or just internal. And they're able to then work more efficiently, be more organized. And the beautiful thing is that this allows them to do it without having to hire. They're not having to go and, burn the profit that they would have had to bring on somebody to buy back their time. And that is immensely valuable in a market where hiring is not so easy sometimes. So I wanted today to share with you 5 of our favorite ways of automating processes within your practice. So if you are a practice owner and you or a leader in a practice and you're like, we have to do something this next year, we need to have better control of our processes. So I'm going to share my screen now and we will jump in here. So the first thing I want to share with you of the power of automation is the automated client follow-ups. So what do automated client follow-ups do? Well, they do just that. They are the gentle nags that I like to call them that are automated so you're not having to do it. And these can be applied to anyone. So when we're looking at TaxDome and we're setting up our TaxDome pipelines, one of the things that is really powerful, and this is great for any place where you're sending a request for a client to take action, is that we can actually set up reminders for those actions. So for example, if I am sending a message that has a client task associated with it, where I am asking a client in conjunction with a secure chat to take an action and then tell me that they have taken that action. In this case, we're asking them to tell us they're ready to get started with us for the tax season. It could be missing documents and giving them a check checklist of things you need them to provide to you. It could be a task telling you that they have uploaded their documents. But what these messages can do is we can actually set up automated reminders so that the system will go in and every 3 days will send a reminder 3 times in this case. And so if somebody's like scrolling through their emails and they get a notification from you and they see that you need this thing from them on their TaxDome app on their mobile device, they may not take action in that moment. But we know that we're busy, and rather than them remembering 9 weeks later and being like, oh crap, it's April, I need to take action and do this thing, we can have the system set up so that it will remind them regularly to take action for us. So auto reminders are muy bueno. They are so helpful for those follow-ups. The next thing is request for payment. So there are a couple of things that we love as best practices that have transformed the financial stability of the practices we work with. The first one is the implementation of automated deposits, or what we like to term them as is minimum payments. So you have a rock bottom low price, right? So why not get that automatically paid by your clients at the beginning of the tax season? So sending out automated invoices makes that easy in TaxDome because we can actually set it up right in our pipeline. So you can see here, we have our organizer. Here it is, it's right here. So we're sending out our engagement letter and proposal, and also sending a deposit invoice for our minimum fee to all of our clients. Now, some people are like, oh, but I don't want to charge my existing clients, and I'm worried that they're going to have thoughts about that. I can tell you that of the people that have implemented this and had those same feelings, their clients said nothing. Why? Because they had a really solid communications plan that we helped them with in the Workflows for Tax Pros program to help them transition their clients over to knowing that they're going to pay a deposit this year and knowing that this is how we're doing business now. And there has been zero pushback on those clients. The other reason that we want to, have everybody pay the same is it's called standardization. That is one of the key features that we do in the very first step of our framework, and it's a 4-step framework, is standardizing your workflows. We don't want to be making custom arrangements for all of our clients. Can we do that? Yes, but it becomes very complex. And then when they get to this next point in the process where you need to send a final invoice, how much effort are you having to put in to go and identify, did this client pay a deposit? And if they did, how much did they pay? And making sure that that all gets done. So if everybody's paying the same, if they're an individual or a business, it just makes things so much more efficient for you long term. The next one is being able to lock invoices. So you using your QuickBooks Online to invoice your clients doesn't allow you to actually lock your invoices and have it instantly released to the client when they enter their payment information. We recommend using credit cards to charge your clients and allowing them to pay only via credit card, because that is the best way and the most efficient way. When the client enters their credit card information, it charges, you get paid instantly into your Stripe or CPA charge account, and then it releases a signature sheet, the 8879. So you no longer have accounts receivable. That is the value of having a locking invoice mechanism in a tool like TaxDome. No more accounts receivable. The third thing I want to talk about is organizers. One of the things that I have seen again and again and again this tax season is the pain that people are going through getting information from their clients to prepare their return. And automated organizers in TaxDome, they are so powerful because what they do is they allow you to be able to send and request your client's information. So you can see here in my pipeline, I have a step. So as soon as the engagement letter is signed, I am able to instantly request my client to complete the organizer. And the organizer is going to ask them for all of the life events that happen to them in a customized fashion because of conditional logic. So that means that a client can answer and say, I had these income streams. I can then also ask them to tell me more about that. Provide me the P&L, provide me details, what's your business name, getting the information that is necessary for me to prepare an actual return that is inclusive of all the information of the client. So what these conditional logic based organizers do is they are not your old school organizer. They are not just a checklist of yes or no's. These are actual questions that people understand. And so by giving them the organizer, we're able to get the basic information and then probe deeper if we need to. And it's only as complex as the taxpayer's situation is. So it's customized to them. So we've had a lot of success in our clients going from feeling very disorganized and not getting the information they need, doing a lot of rework and not having an easy way of gathering the documents that they need to actually actually provide for the client return. And they're able to, speed up the process for the client and make it a really client-friendly experience as well. The next one is task assignments to team members. So one of the big challenges is that as you're scaling and you're bringing on more professionals to help you in actual execution of the client delivery, maybe you have an administrative staff member that's coming on to help you with some of the administrative work of like doing the e-filings or, just managing the clients. Having the ability to task out work when it is the right time for them is huge. So that, because of the abilities in TaxDome, we're able to create kind of built-in SOPs into our TaxDome system. So for example, if I have a task where, say, my organizer has been received, the client has submitted it, it goes to the next stage, I have a task here, and I'll actually show you the task in just a moment. But if I take this task and I go into review client documents, but I have a task that can be assigned out to a team member, a specific team member, to go review the documents, put them in the right order. Maybe you send them out to Gruntworks if that's something you do, but they are getting the task that something needs to happen now. And it happens right at the time when they need to go and take the action. But we can leverage the TaxDome task management functionality to also add deadlines and be able to see where things are at and how our workloads are happening and balancing amongst our team members. Here is the review. So we can actually build best practices into our task template. So if we bring on a new team member, we can give them like 80% of what they need to know in the task that we want them to go and take right within TaxDome. And this is where we can start using TaxDome and leveraging it for SOPs, standard operating procedures, which makes onboarding of new team members very easy. And that's where you can start not having so much anxiety about somebody leaving your team, because you have already put the historical knowledge and the expectations and the process expectations in the tasks themselves. And so when you bring a new team member in, you just have to teach them high level. Here's how you use TaxDome. It's going to give you a task. It's going to assign a task to you. You're going to see it in your insights or your inbox, and you just go and take action on that when it comes to you. And then you're going to be able to have a lot less stress about team members leaving your team. So this is really, really powerful. And again, we can use the task management tool, leveraging due dates as well. So the final one I want to talk about is status updates. So one of the things TaxDome is working on, which is really cool, it's going to be releasing in the very near future, is status updates, kind of like the Domino's pizza tracker. So it will actually give, I saw a sneak peek of it. They have a video that they just released. It is an icon that says, this is the project. So tax preparation in practice. And then you can give them a status of where they're at in your process. So your client can log into your portal and see that immediately. Now, the other thing you can do is what we've been doing up to this point is also sending emails with a status update to the client. So for example, this one is the send the email documents received. It's just a quick little email that just says, hey, we've got your documents. You don't need to reach out to us. We are now reviewing them, and we'll reach out to you if we're missing any information, and we'll get back to you. So you are just closing that loop for that client at that step in the process. I'm super excited about the new TaxDome status tracker it will eliminate, again, one more email, which I know some people have a lot of thoughts about and feel like they don't want to inundate their clients with lots of messages. So the automations within TaxDome really transform the communication with your clients, transforms the communication and ability to manage your team members, and big time removal of administrative tasks in your practice. So all of these things that we just talked about, if you were to do them manually, that is where you have to hire in like 3 or 4 admins to help support a larger team. You no longer have to do that. And you can actually take these people and put them into roles that is more client facing. They can become client managers. They can become people that are instead, following up on the questions that you guys need to have answered, or having cutoff communication plans in place and being able to communicate deadlines to your clients more effectively. And that is where you start getting back your time to increase your profit and increase your time freedom, because you're going to start seeing you have more capacity in your practice. And you can eventually end up like my partner, Jessica, who uses TaxDome and has for the last 4 years. And she has now been going through and refining and optimizing her workflows for the last 4 years since she started using this same methodology. And she is now working 4 days a week. She serves about 250 clients, and she is running a full-time practice, but she's running it on part-time hours and with really great profit because she just has a small part-time team that helps support her in this. And that is where we're trying to take this industry, because you don't have to keep hiring people in to be able to serve more clients. So let us guide you. We would love to help you do that. Our Workflows for Tax Pros program is made for this. We talk about more things than just TaxDome. It's about practice operations and how we can help you leverage TaxDome to really create the practice of your dreams so that you can start having more life and living in your world, because that's what we're all here for. One of our main values is freedom, and we want to bring that to you this year. We're going to be opening up the doors to workflows for tax pros in May. So get ready as these last weeks of tax season wrap up. Start looking at the program, start understanding what we have, and know that we're going to be the resource for you that's going to be consistent expert support for 12 months. And we can really help you transform your practice in that 12 months and make a huge difference in your ability to increase your profit and time freedom. So thank you for being here. I hope this was helpful to you. If you have questions, please feel free to comment below. We are here to make sure that you have all the details and information you need to be successful in your small practice.